What is up, guys? We're back with more Windbreaker. And as you see here, this is our guy, right? This is our guy, Sakura, growing up before our very eyes. Again. Now, it's crazy to see the contrast between season one, the beginning of season one, and beginning of season two, right? You can really see the development of the character. But in this episode, this scene specifically, which I'm going to let it play out in a second, he's actually taking that leap, right? Like, this is peak development for him. Like, peak, I'm putting myself out there. I'm going to do what I keep getting advised to do. I'm going to try it and see what happens. Even though it's scary, he's going to do it anyway. So again, I'm going to play this scene, and you all know the drill. Going to do a quick recap. We're going to go over some scenes, and then we're going to give our overall score of the episode afterwards. So just let this scene play. Beautiful scene here. Beautiful scene. So really what's happening here is, like I said, he's putting himself out there, right? It's the episode starts off with him saying that he's walking on a tightrope. He's always been by himself. It's always been him that he had to rely on, and now having to kind of rely and put his trust in others is difficult. Now, we've known he's been feeling that way for a couple episodes now, but in this episode, as you can see, he kind of took that leap of faith from the rope and is actually letting his guard down, if you will, right? He's actually letting his guard down. And we start to see that the guys are just very accepting of him. They're cool with it, right? It's as everyone said, as the big sister said at the beginning, that Fruitin is a good place for him because it's just trustworthy people around him that will ultimately change how he thinks, how he acts, and how he go about, his everyday life, right? Again, I've said this before and I'll say it again. This character is developing before our very eyes, right? And this is peak development for him, right? We actually see the fruits of his labor here with him actually taking that huge leap and letting his guard down and starting to, trust the people around him, right? So I'm going to go to another scene here, which we don't have many scenes to go over. I just want to, this scene here where Suo noticed Nide is a bit quiet during the Sakura, when he pretty much let his guard down and was telling them everything was going on. Nide was a bit quiet here. And I don't know if it's because perhaps maybe he's sensing that Sakura is changing, right? That it takes a lot of strength to do what Sakura just did, open up and tell them his weaknesses and, completely trust them, like be vulnerable really. And he may feel as though he is useless in the sense that, again, when it comes to the fighting and everything like that, like he was down in the dumps, right? When they fought Kill, right? He was down in the dumps. So it could be about that. And he could feel that he's being left behind as well. I'm not quite sure, but obviously he's not himself here, right? And Suo also noticed that. So what I'm saying is just pure speculation on my part of why he's feeling that way, but I think it's in that realm, right? Let's go to another scene here, which is another good one. They're all looking perplexed here, right? Because Sakura actually smiled, right? That is a wholesome smile right there, a wholesome laugh, right? Very wholesome, very safe, very secure laugh right there of someone actually like having fun and or just feeling like they can finally let their guard down right here. That's what this laugh is. And that's what startled everyone at the beginning. But then they were like, yo, this is the Sakura that we want. This is great, right? He's letting us in, right? This is good. This is another good thing for the character. And I said it again. He is an MC that is developing Some may say it's a bit fast, but I think the story is being told well and the pacing is well enough to where it doesn't feel like it's it's going that fast and they're checking off all the boxes. Now, we've all seen other anime where we have a obnoxious MC who doesn't trust everybody, feels like he has to do everything on his own, get upset about certain things, and then the development of that character is so slow and so poorly done. But that's not the case with Sakura. And I'm be honest with you, I wasn't expecting that with Windbreaker. I really wasn't. I was expecting his development to come along later, but it's so early on, I guess you can say. I don't know how many seasons there's gonna be of this, but I'm interested to see how this character continues to progress and affect the people around him with his, progression and how he's developing, because he's already affecting Nide. I'm pretty sure that's why he was a bit quiet during that scene. And they came here for some omelet rice, and they started to have a group confession group confession booth here, because Sakura confessed some of the things that he was afraid of. He was lame and stuff like that. So they all, not all of them, but they started to confess. Not like no Usher type confession shit. They ain't started to do that. But not no Usher type confession. But they just started to try to make him feel at ease that like he's not the only one, right? We all have our strengths and weaknesses, right? He's not the only one. That's ultimately what it was about here. And then we're gonna go to them introducing one of the four kings here, which is Tsubaki. And I'll be honest, when I first saw Tsubaki, I was like, "There's no way that's a woman, because it's all dudes there," and it is a fact, a dude cross dressing, which is fine. This is fine, but since they introduced this character, I'm assuming something's going to happen with this character this season, right? They're also in the opening. And when I saw them in the opening, I was like, I wonder if they're going to introduce this character, if something's going to happen with this character in this season, and is it going to be pivotal to the story and so forth. Now, sometimes in the opening isn't really a reflection of things that are going to happen in that season. I understand that. But when I saw him in the opening, I was like, okay, I wonder if we're going to see this character and what kind of role they're going to have to play. They're one of the four kings of Fruiten, so obviously powerful if they're one of the four kings here. And I'm interested to see what role they have to play here. They were just introduced in this episode. We have many more to go, so I like to see what role they're going to play here. But this episode, I give it an 8. I don't think we've had an episode so far that I give it less than an 8. But again, this was like really the tipping point of the progression for Sakura, the peak of him actually like being vulnerable and letting his guard down for real, with everyone there and all the homies there, just kind of trusting in them. And you see that laugh at the cafe, right? He laughed at the cafe because he was, he was feeling good, right? He was feeling good, weight off of his shoulders, if you will. But good episode. I really enjoyed this episode, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What role do you think Tsubaki is going to play here? What do you think about Sakura's progression? I think they're doing it really well. I really do. But, I've heard that some other people may say that it's going a little bit too fast, or they're, not checking some boxes or anything like that. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. That's all I have for this one. Keep on keeping on.